If you're still in that stage of not sure what to do with yourselves, the first thing you should do is look through all your expenses personally within your business. Look at it, figure out what are the things that you can just shut off immediately. Look at the things that you can talk to your landlords about. Your rent is a big part of our expenses monthly, and so making sure that you contact them, you have communication with them. Don't just stop paying things, because I don't think that's going to help you at all, but make sure that you reach out to them, because I think they're very willing at this point to negotiate with you, figure out ways to make it work. Our practice loan, our banks very immediately put us on deferrals so that we wouldn't have to pay any of our loan dues right now. Same with our landlords, and so reach out to everybody. Hi everyone, welcome back to my Mommy's Life channel, where I share with you guys my journey as a first-time mom, dentist, and business owner. In today's video, I want to share with you guys my experience, everything that I've been going through emotionally, physically during this whole coronavirus quarantine, and hopefully you guys can share with me in this and find some comfort in it, because I think everything that we're going through right now, it's crazy. It's nothing that anybody has experienced before, and we're just all trying to find a way to cope, find new purpose in life, and just trying to get over all of this. And for us, we're here in Seattle, out in Washington State. We were kind of one of the first hotspots, and we have been closed in our business since middle of March, and so we're well into our second week of isolation and being closed. Our business just overnight in essence shut its doors, and so it was really crazy. And my whole experience through this so far, it has been a process, and it almost feels like all the stages you might go through in times of grief. And so I kind of want to share with you guys some of that, how I'm going through it, and hopefully you guys will be able to take some pointers from this. And one of the first things when we heard that this was going on, I remember very vividly, I was at the office, still working, and we were getting all these calls, people were canceling, our day was kind of falling apart. There was a lot of panic, just people just really afraid. And the first thing that I felt when finally we got, kind of the stay-at-home order, all non-essential businesses had to be closed, was a sense of shock and denial. Like, I really didn't believe it. I was just sitting there like, is this really happening? Like, we have a growing business, a thriving business, and then all of a sudden, we were out of business. We just had to close the door just like that, no warning, no nothing, and we were all just kind of taken, aback for a minute. We didn't know what to do with ourselves. It was crazy. And I remember that first morning when I woke up, I felt like I was still in shock. It was weird not going into work that morning. And I think a little bit of anxiety and panic really start to set in, because I knew that it wasn't just myself or my business partner, that, we were out of an income, out of work. I had the livelihoods of many other people that were on our team that I was responsible for also out of jobs, and it was really, really freaky. And you never feel that weight of that when things are going well, things are happening. We struggled. We went from one office to two offices, and we definitely had our struggles. We had our moments where we had to tighten the belt, but nothing like this, where all of a sudden people just didn't have anything, and it was really scary. So we went through a lot of initial moments of trying to figure out, okay, this is happening, we got to deal with it. And the very first things we did is figure out our expenses. We went through everything that was a reoccurring expense. We looked at all of our debts and everything that needed to be paid on a regular basis, and figured out what could we push off, what could we defer, what could we negotiate with our lenders, and vendors in order to make it through this, because we knew it was going to be some time before we would see, you know, cash coming back in again. And so, you know, that's the one thing I would recommend for all of you guys. If you haven't done so already, if you're still in that stage of not sure what to do with yourselves, the first thing you should do is look through all your expenses personally within your business. Look at it, figure out what are the things that you can just shut off immediately. You know, look at the things that you can talk to your landlords about. And your rent is a big part of our expenses monthly, and so you know, making sure that you contact them, you have communication with them. Don't just, you know, stop paying things, because I don't think that's going to help you at all, but make sure that you reach out to them, because I think they're very willing at this point to negotiate with you, figure out ways to make it work. You know, our practice loan, you know, our banks very immediately, you know, put us on deferral so that, you know, we wouldn't have to pay any of our loan dues right now. Same with our landlords. And so, you know, reach out to everybody, you know, tighten down your expenses. Obviously, you know, don't spend on things that you don't have to right now. The best thing you can do is hang on to all the cash you have. Cash is very, very important during this time, because we don't know when those, when it's going to start to come back in. Yes, you know, we will probably get those relief checks and the stimulus checks from the government, but till this day, it hasn't come yet. So, you know, we gotta make sure we have enough until that relief comes in. So that's the very first thing, you know, when that shock starts to come down, is then you start to act. You got to start to move. You got to figure out, you know, what are the things that you can control right now. And once we got that, that took up, you know, a good portion of our first few days. After that, you know, I was at a loss. You know, we are constantly on the go. You know, our brain is always turning. We're always doing something. We're busy, hustling all day long, that I felt like I just lost purpose all of a sudden. I didn't know what to do with myself. I was, you know, cleaning everything. I was doing everything around the house possible. I was cooking all the time. I was just trying to find meaning in life, a new purpose. And I think that's the next part that, you know, you guys really have to work on, because when you don't have purpose, that's when people start to go down the rabbit hole. They start to spiral. They start to, you know, they just lose that meaning of life. And, you know, when people lose meaning and they lose purpose, they start to dig holes. They start to, you know, mentally start having anxiety and all that stuff. So you always find a new goal in life. You know, if it's not working, you know, if you're out of work, find a new purpose, whether it be, you know, helping someone out that you can. You know, for us, we reached out to our friends who are working in the front line still, our medical providers, and, you know, we donated food to them. We were sending out positive messages, and, you know, just whatever we could to find new purpose. Even though we couldn't be working on people's teeth at the moment, we needed to find purpose. And having purpose, you know, makes you not only feel good, it makes a day go by. I think there were some moments in the day where I literally just sat there and I wasn't doing anything. My brain was starting to become mush, and I just couldn't. So, you know, find ways, whether it be just doing tasks around your house that you should have done, you know, a long time ago, but you never had time. Working out, catching up on workout is good. I'm not gonna lie. You know, I wasn't always the most consistent. I could probably do it more. And now, with the moment we're in, I'm not going to let it be an excuse anymore. I'm getting my kiddo involved. My toddler and I are working out, and it's pretty cute, and it gets us getting our endorphins going. You know, when you're working out and you're exercising, you're eating right, you're sleeping well, you know, you're going to have those natural happy hormones get released, and it's going to help you emotionally and physically, boost your immune system, you know, when you're healthy, all that good stuff. And so once I found purpose, I slowly moved into just being at peace. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. I've come to terms that it is what it is. There are going to be losses. We're going to have to pick up the pieces when this is over. But I'm okay with it. I feel that at this point, you know, the acceptance and just knowing that, you know, maybe this is Mother Nature's way of making us all slow down, you know, all look around us, you know, enjoy the little things, be grateful for the stuff we have, you know, be grateful that you're healthy, be grateful that, you know, you can spend all this time that you had, that you didn't have before with your family and all that stuff. I mean, I know for me, entrepreneurs are kind of crazy. I remember, I was literally going into labor. I was on the phone, in labor with the bank, trying to close on a loan for a second practice. And then I also, after delivery, within a week of going back home, I went into the clinic to see a patient. That's just, who we are innately. When you have that drive and that motivation, you just can't help it. And so I have more time now than I did on actual maternity leave, which is pretty crazy. And so, I'm just taking advantage of it. I'm spending that time with Caitlin. I'm learning a lot more than I thought. And I can tell you, I'm not a great teacher. I don't have a lot of patience for that, but we're trying. I'm trying to get her to be mentally stimulated as well, so that we're not just, on the phone all day or watching TV. So between exercising, I'm teaching her how the alphabet, the numbers, just things to kind of get her engaged. And of course, no perfect time to potty train, which is, we're knee deep in this. There's been a lot of accidents, a lot of moments, but it's okay. I feel like I'm happy to be part of this process, because up till this moment, she's been at the Montessori and they've been great. They potty train her and stuff like that there. So, I feel like I'm taking that responsibility back, and it's great. I'm learning to just accept it and be present in the moment. We're taking walks, and just know that, it'll be fine. We're gonna all get out of this together. And there's a lot of resources, a lot of help. If you guys are going through things and you just want somebody to talk to, feel free to send me a message. I'd be happy to just chat with you. And so anyways, I hope that you guys continue to stay healthy, love one another, because that's really important right now. When people are afraid and, they have anxiety, they don't know what's going to happen next, the unknown, it really very easily will get people to be more resentful. There's a lot of hate going around, and I think we need to stop that. We need to put all that aside and know that we're all in this together. So, make sure you love one another, and believe that we'll be able to get through this. And not only that, I strongly believe that we're going to get out of this even stronger and more appreciative of everything we have, and it's just going to carry us to new heights, new limits. So yeah, love you. See you later.